City Connection, the Japanese game publisher that owns the legacy of Sunsoft games, just released Gimmick Special Edition for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PC, and Xbox One. And in doing so, they finally officially released a legendary Lost NES game in the United States. I am playing and reviewing the PlayStation 4 version on my PlayStation 5. Gimmick was originally developed for the Nintendo Famicom in 1992, and it was only released outside of Japan on the Scandinavian PAL Nintendo Entertainment System in 1993 as Mr. Gimmick. An unreleased North American NTSC version existed and has been floating around for the past couple decades, but officially the game has only been available either as an insanely expensive, very rare Scandinavian PAL NES cartridge or an insanely rare, insanely expensive Japanese Famicom cartridge. I only have a pretty good but obvious bootleg of the Famicom version of the game. The game is a passion product of Tomomi Sakai, who led a small team of developers inside Sunsoft. It is the vision of an auteur who wanted to make meticulously crafted action jumping, a real-time physics-based game engine, smart AI enemies, and a brutal difficulty curve from the very start of the game. Tomomi Sakai set out to make a 2D jumping platform game to outdo Super Mario Bros. 3, but instead made a legendary Dark Souls of 8-bit Nintendo platform jumping games. The only thing that can give the player a chance is that the game is entirely non-random, and the enemies respond in the exact same way each brutal playthrough. The game designer, Tomomi Sakai, only begrudgingly included a continue option at the demand of Sunsoft's executives, and if the player uses any continues, then the real ending is unobtainable. It is an unabashedly, unapologetic, difficult game, and it's meant to challenge even the most hardcore of players. And that's the crux about releasing it on modern hardware with modern conveniences. This release includes save states and a quick rewind option, and in doing so, it presents the player with all of the options to basically cheat and avoid the consequences of failure. And in doing so, it breaks the fail, try again, fail, try again, fail, try again, and actually do it gameplay loop of the original game. This game was meant to be hard, and by including a rewind function and save and quick load feature, it is the equivalent of reading through a mystery novel with the ending in flashing day-glow text on each page. I tried to play through the first level with the rewind enabled, and it was just too tempting to rewind and undo every single failure, and it really didn't feel like I was playing the game. They also included a time attack mode for speedrunners and the options to disable all of the quality of life features in the serious mode. However, the serious mode was the default mode when this game was released on original hardware. It's a catch-22 because gamers expect a quick rewind and load and save feature for a classic 8-bit game when it's released on modern systems, but in doing so, it can fundamentally break your enjoyment of the game. You are not meant to be able to beat the game on your first playthrough. It is not meant to be beaten on the first time in a single night, and it's meant to be brutal. It's meant to take a lot of time as you learn every single level out of rote memorization in order to make your way through it by repeated failures and attempts before finally succeeding. The Japanese Famicom version also featured a custom sound chip, and it really let them make an incredible soundtrack, which is fully accessible here. Also included are online leaderboards, a gallery mode, and sound test and achievements. I really think that if you play through this game using the modern conveniences and rewind through all of the consequences of failure, you're fundamentally spoiling this game for yourself. I highly encourage everyone to play through this game once without using the save states and quick rewind so you can experience the 8-bit platforming brutality that is Mr. Gimmick. I'm really glad to see this game being officially released, and I'm glad that they're actually going to do a physical edition for the people that want it. But if you're watching this video, you're probably into old school video games, and I highly encourage you to check it out, but do not ruin it with the modern conveniences that rob the game of its difficulty and challenges. This is a great trip back in time to an era of game design that has passed, where game developers wanted to challenge the players and didn't talk down to them and hold their hand to get through it. Be a real retro warrior. Embrace the pain. Embrace the hurting. Embrace Mr. Gimmick. And when you're done with that, leave a like, leave a comment, and share this video with all your friends who are into brutally difficult classic Nintendo games. This is 8-Bit Joystick. Stay awesome. Play retro.